G'day guys, so today we're going to go through Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the legacy markets. They're all at all-time high levels, and we're going to look at the yearly close, the monthly close, and the weekly close. It's a significant time in the year, and as well as that, why these closes are going to be critical for us moving forward. You know, if we can close a bullish year, if we can close a positive year tonight, it changes things as well. And the closes of these yearly candles can also give us nice hints to where swing targets are going to be. So that's what we want to try and have a look at today. So I've got Bitcoin in front of me, and let's get into that. Before we do that, remember, guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, smash the retweet or the share button, and let's get as many people into crypto in 2026 responsibly. I cannot give you any financial advice. This is not financial advice. I'm merely charting and showing what I will be doing for a living. Right, guys. We've got Bitcoin here on the weekly time frame, and I want to scale this into the 12-month time frame. The yearly is very important for us. And the interesting thing is that there's two targets with the way that the candle is closing right now. Typically, these doji candles or these morning stars or evening star candle has a hack to them. And the hack is that if price breaks through any one of these extremes, that will signal massive continuation. So if you're a bear, we can fall below 75.9. You're opening the door for more. If you're a bull, you have to wait until we go above 125 before the door is going to be open for more. And anything in between this range could be considered as chop. Not quite there. The market's not quite running into where it needs to be. You know, whatever the narrative would be, maybe it needs to cool off accumulation distribution. So we've got a little bit of a job to do for ourselves in a sense that we need to wait in order to find out what the market's going to do. But at least this thing gives us a nice framework for when we're going to move into the smaller time frames, like the more appropriately monthly time frames. Just see what it is that Bitcoin is giving us. I'm going to cut the audio. The audio is distracting. Let's make it real quick. So the monthly time frame, we've now marked out the extremes for Bitcoin on the yearly basis. And it means that monthly we're range bound to an extent, and that there's a midpoint clearly visible there, a midpoint where if the market wants to chop you up, if Bitcoin wants to take more time, let's say January we don't get the kick that I'm expecting, the market wants to chop. This is the area at around 102 where that will almost be cemented in. Then we'll go make a lower double bottom, test the support area, and potentially even go to the upper areas later on. So considering this then on the monthly time frame, there's a few additional things that we can say to add to this to give us a little bit of confluence, and that is that there's an imbalance living right there. And an imbalance acts as a magnet. Liquidity got left behind, not my liquidity, not your liquidity, important liquidity, big liquidity, got left behind, and the market will gravitate towards that liquidity pocket to fill the trading. Best example is to just look back in the past and see where there was big, massive moves. When you have a massive move like that and you create an imbalance in the market, price will eventually go and recapture that. There's many more examples of just that. I think the point has been made. Weekly, monthly time frame, then there's a reason for us to say that price will gravitate to at least $100,000 still. So the bullish short-term thesis that we had is still in play. Let's then take this now to a weekly time frame. And the weekly time frame will be a little bit more appropriate, more useful for us for making decisions regarding our current bags. Weekly time frame gives us one massive clue to what the market wants to do, as opposed to what it is showing. If we look at where it is showing, it's showing that there's obviously a little bit of a lackluster. All trading activity is gone, and I would pin this to the fact that we moved into the festive season, New Year's, public holidays, banking holidays, people just taking a break as well. And that relates into the market quieting down. Now, the nice thing is, normally when this happens, the move that's going to follow is going to be huge. So we don't see a quieting down in the market like it did there, like it did there. We seldom get that followed by, you know, a little half-ass move. Moves are typically really big going forward. So I'm excited for my January trade, because irrespective of what it wants to do, it can chop around a little bit more, you know, for January. But irrespective, when this chop, this indecisiveness, this low activity ends up, the move will be big and violent, be it to the up or to the downside. And this then sets the tone for, from a leverage trader point of view, 20% on price action means if I 10x that, that's a 200% gain to my portfolio. And that's a nice little trade to be had, either to the up or to the downside. And so at this stage, I just want to quickly remind you guys about this chart. This was our 2025 track what Bitcoin is doing chart. Probably should have thought of a better name. And leading into 2026, I want to say goodbye to the chart because we need to open with a new narrative. So let's sign the chart off. The key takeaways that we had from the chart was that strong bearish divergence is not a bearish signal, it's a bullish signal unless we fall below the pivot, the originating pivot, meaning price goes and makes a higher high, RSI doesn't. The same was true for the bottom. When price goes, makes a lower low and the RSI doesn't, that's a key sign that the market wants to change. And we treat this as a bearish signal in this instance until we get above that pivot. And that's what we use to get our asses out at the top at 125. We've had the RSI trending down, although trending with lower highs and price trending with higher highs. And it held onto these pivotal levels up until the point where it was so close, 119, just couldn't do it anymore. And subsequently, the price fell down much lower. The reason we're bullish right now as well, regarding the analysis thing, is because we're in the right zone for where hidden bullish divergence kicks in. Now, this works a little bit different than the strong bullish divergence. The RSI goes and makes a lower low. In this instance, it was barely a lower low, but price is still above the previous pivot from momentum pivot. Let's call it a momentum pivot. And where we're at right now, you can see the price has made, the RSI has made a lower low. Price is still above the momentum. And the feeling, the sentiment around this is normally bearish. And if we go and have a look at our sentiment trackers, let's quickly, do I have a... I don't have a sentiment tracker open now. Oh, come on. I apologize, guys. Let me quickly go and have a look at the tab for this. Peter, maybe you can just give me a note in the comment where the fear and greed index is sitting at right now. He'll bring it up for you guys, because that's a really good sentiment indicator. And I would bet, my bet is, let's maybe see what your guys' bet is. My bet is probably going to be in the 20s or in the 30s. And because of that, the RSI is telling me to think in the opposite. So now is a good time to be a contrarian. Although the sentiment is negative, the RSI and the hidden bullish divergence is a really positive thing for me. So I want to try and trade in that direction. This thing takes us to the daily time frame for Bitcoin. This is more important than anything else because it sets our expectation. And the key takeaway when I want to end off 2025 for the guys, Afi says it should be 19. 19. Peter, is it 19? Is Afi, is it so bad? Let's see what everybody's thinking. No, it's 21. So it's 21 sounds so much better than 19. Eh? Doesn't that? Taking us to the daily time frame then. This is now what I want to use to kind of set my expectations for the current trades that I'm going to be taking. As you can see, it's a range-bound environment. Bitcoin is chopping. moving up and down, moving up and down. No real clear sense of direction. The one key takeaway is that mid-range, that midpoint, we're below this area. And I would say that the weekly close is going to be significant than the daily closes leading up to the end of the week. Because if we can stay above 88, open and close a trading day above it, that then sets the tone for, let's say, worst case scenario being a bull, to at least 92. And that's a nice little piece of upside, and will potentially breathe a little bit of a relief for some alts and we'll go and have a look at those coins there. Now, going forward, to try and make things easier for you guys, what I did is I simplified the trade buddy, the original trade buddy indicator that everybody should have. And what it does, it now gives you an analysis text box, similar to what the Pro does. It explains to you what kind of trend environment you're finding yourselves in, and it tells you whether there is a time for you to act or not. So in this instance, it says the trend is bearish, which is true. On the 4-hour, we went down, and we're in a lateral range. So they're trading in harmony. This is now me going against everything I say to myself, or I explained. Trading in harmony is wait for highs to short the market because the trend is still bearish. And when to act at this stage, it's not telling you anything. It's don't act just now. Once we move into an environment where there's a move, it will shoot up and it will give you a little bit of an analysis on that. I'll show you. Let's go to the 10-minute time frame. I'm going to switch on your trade buddy. Now, remember, guys, this trade buddy is available to anybody that has a Bybit account, an active Bybit trading account, using my partner link. So you can do that. You can support the content. Get your Bybit account, videos in links in the video description, put it in the chat. Get your Bybit account, go to the Discord and claim that. And if you want to get the link there as well, you can just go to the navigation channel in the Discord, click on the exchange links button, and it will give you the Bybit link there. And all you do once it's done, you just claim your Bybit access. Okay. How do you do that? Very simple. You can click on the little Bybit button there at the bottom, scroll down and claim your access there, or open a private support chat ticket with me. Simple as that. Okay. I will connect you to the buddy indicator, and that's it. Okay. And yes, Happy New Year to you, Yoza. Happy New Year to everybody. This has been 2025 has been a shitty year. Anything going forward is going to be happy, even if it dumps, because now we know then there's a trend. I don't care whether it's up or down. Just move fast, violent, so we can make some money trading. Okay, let's get back to our topic. So it makes it very easy for you to use. So the new updates on the buddy indicator is like that, and it's inspired by the Buddy Pro analyst. I'll talk you guys through that. So at this stage, Buddy, on the simple in the 10 minutes, explained to you guys the momentum is still to the upside. You can take action by scalping long using the bull strategies. You can click on the little Buddy indicator, and there at the bottom, you can have a look at the bull strategies, strat 2, strat 3, and so forth. And if you want to remove the candle overrides, you can go in stealth mode. It will keep the analysis for you there, so you know what you want to do, but it will then give you the opportunity to have your candles displayed the way you want them. There you have it. Let's move over to the Buddy Pro analyst. Now, the Buddy Pro analyst takes things a little bit further, and we're going to look at Ethereum and all the other alts using the analyst. So I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame and start there. The Pro analyst looks at the market through 3 lenses, and this is the 3 lenses that we all need to always have in the back of our mind when we analyze something. One being trend. Okay, I'm just going to put a T in there. And in short, if you really want to think about what it means for you, it sets your expectation for what the market should do. If the trend is up, the expectation is it's going to continue going up. The second thing that it does, it looks at the market from a momentum lens. Now, momentum tells you whether you need to be patient or not. Let's say we're in an uptrend and the momentum is strong. It means that don't meddle with your trade. Turn it into a swing, hold the position, give the market time, because time is your friend. It's going to go up. And that then is key. So it gives you your patience. Then the third lens that it looks at the market with is structure. Structure is important because if we keep on climbing support levels, the momentum and the trend is healthy. As soon as we lose critical support levels, the momentum trend needs to be questioned. And the same then for buying a bottom. If we're trying to get in, if we start falling through structures, that's the invalidation. That tells you, hey, stuff's not right. Maybe, the market is not ready for the move. There's no magic silver bullet out there. But the pro analyst does the hard thinking mathematically for you so that you have consistent analysis, which means trading within a consistent environment means you can actually measure your results and have clear, good, defined parameters to measure them by. So, in conclusion, structure gives you your invalidation, tells you when to call it quits. So if we apply the buddy indicator to our current Bitcoin price action on the 4-hour, the trend is at this stage orange. So it means that the trend is bearish. The analysis at this stage is range bound. So it means your expectation, your time means that this thing can chop for long. And it tells you that you need to be patient with Bitcoin. And only if we test support level, which is these levels here, these lines drawn here, support at 87,100 and 87.80. That would be a good area to look for long. And the long that you should be looking for would be a strat 4 setup for a long. And then on that basis, if you're going to go long, then you need to set the buddy to long. And once that is there, it will give you the buy zone. So there's already given you the buy zones. It's there you go. So it's trade and paint by numbers. It tells you what you need to do, when to do it. Very simple. And it comes with tool tips. If you want to read up on this, you can actually use the tool tips and just read up on it. To conclude then with Bitcoin, let's do this. Let's conclude with Bitcoin real quick. I'm going to take away this. Look at the screen. Bitcoin 4-hour time frame is a no trade. It's a don't touch. If we want to have a nice swing trade, we need to wait for these shakeouts around 87, hidden bullish divergence from that point, and then we can move forward. If we look at Bitcoin on the smaller time frames to try and see, let's go to the 15-minute time frame and we apply our Buddy Pro Analyst. On the 15-minute, the upside is still bullish, so the trend is still bullish. The support lives at 88,200, and we're in a reliable, so it's not a crazy shakeout environment. So we're in a reliable uptrend. So buying these support levels would be a good thing to do. And because we're bullish, we can switch the analyst as well to being a bull. And it will then suggest bullish setups for you so that you can look at it. Where we're at right now on the 15 minutes, we have a double bottom, a strat 2 environment where you buy between the gray lines, which it's now done, and it's on its way to TP1, TP2, TP3. The hidden bullish divergence, we fell short. And this could still trigger, meaning we could still do this and then run. And there it is. So it puts you in the right mindset for Bitcoins. Simple as that. Let me know in the comments if it is simple enough for you guys to follow regarding the Buddy Pro Analyst. Now, if you take this now and we start looking at the other coins, Ethereum, let's quickly see where we are with Ethereum regarding the bigger picture. Ethereum is range bound as well with Bitcoin. And the expectation was, due to the fact that there's hidden bullish divergence for Ethereum, we're going to start breaking up above, or at least go and test 3,800 at some stage before the market turns uber bearish, if you want to. It's at this stage beneficial to bet long than to bet short. If the legacy market is anything to go by, I mean, that's a really good trend for you guys to kind of support that. So Ethereum in the swing buy zone on the weekly time frame. Daily time frame, our expectation for Ethereum. Let's put the Pro Analyst to work. Let's see what it's saying. At the daily time frame with Ethereum says the trend is bearish. The momentum is bearish, and it's a reliable ongoing downtrend at this stage, calm and trustworthy. pointing out to the fact then that on the daily time frame, Ethereum could potentially go and sweep and make lower lows and still go and test the support to 2,500, which is where I want to try and look for an Ethereum buy. $2,500 for Ethereum buy, if I scale this up to the weekly time frame, is still a far cry away from our invalidation, because the invalidation is a $2,000 for their hidden bullish divergence. And statistically, if we apply our fib on this strat 4, you can see that buy zones around 2.6 all the way down to 2.2 is statistically the right area for this to happen. So the odds that Ethereum could go and see a little bit of a shakeout or shake people out, make a lower low, is really high with this. If you want to be trading Ethereum on the daily time frame, the trend is bearish, then momentum is bearish. So your patience, so trend, your expectation is lower lows. Your momentum is, your patience is to wait for those lower lows. And then the structure is, if we go above 3,300, this bearish trend is broken. So you don't want to be holding shorts above this level. And you want to be taking our breakout shorts below this level. And if we reclaim these levels at 2,800, then you want to go long, because at that stage, the momentum will probably shift. Taking this then to the 4-hour time frame, where we're at with Ethereum on the 4-hour, the trend is bullish 4-hour wise, which means that we could still see short-term upside. There's a critical support level at 2,900, so Ethereum holding 2,900 is there, but the momentum is gone at this stage. Range bound, there's no momentum. Price has lost critical trend support then, according to this. Now, what would be critical trend support? Something like this. Or using this as your first wave, waiting for the higher high. Once there's a higher high, we will have new trend support. And if you want to trade, yet again, trade the Strat 4 setups. But because the larger time frame trend is bearish, I would switch the analyst to the bear setups, and I will wait for bearish setups to print. Simple as that. Ethereum on the smaller time frame, let's say Ethereum on the 15-minute, what is happening right now? 15-minute is a mess. So we're sitting in a situation where the trend is bearish. The momentum was bullish. So we're correcting to the upside, and we're above support, but not at a nice resistance level. So there's no resistance confirmed to push away from. So at this stage, where it is right now, I won't act on a trade, because everything is not, there's no harmony. If you're in a position at the moment, say you're in FE, you probably bought ETH at 2,909, if I know you. And if you're in that trade, the momentum analysis is saying that this bullish momentum that we had, prolonged upside, you can see everything was blue, blue, blue up till now. This bullish momentum is now weak, and it's still probably going to continue. It could grind sideways and then continue onwards. But price is above the bearish resistance. Now, what would that be? Well, simple. If the momentum was going to take the market in the opposite direction, we would have been there. So we're still above that support. And what we should be doing is we should be taking cautious longs on this one, risk 1 to 3% on our capital, and we can then use the buddy bull setups. Wait for the trend then to turn blue, so you can use the bull setups. And then once that is there, use the risk management as pointed out. There's Ethereum analysis for you guys. Let's have a look at Solana real quick. Going to start the same thing over with Solana. Solana weekly time frame. This is the caution. This is basically what I don't want to see for Ethereum and Bitcoin. Solana has deleted its hidden bullish divergence. So the expectation that this is going to happen has been invalidated. So we need to remove that. That's no longer there. Delete it. Let's put the Pro Analyst on. You can see that the momentum is still range bound. The trend is not turning bearish. And if you have long-term swings from $19, Now's the time to secure those swing profits because there's no clear direction. It's chopping up and down. And if you want to trade the strat for setups only, meaning either hidden bullish continuation or hidden bearish continuation in this environment. Okay? That's Solana weekly time frame. We dive this into the daily time frame to try and see if there's any good news. Daily wise, Solana is bearish with bearish momentum. Short the sucker. There is this critical support or resistance levels for support levels for the bulls, and which means that on the bearish side, I need to put the analyst on bear setups. And I need to wait for the bear setups to print like this one. Enter between the gray line. SO4s. Wait for the Strat4 strategies. SO4s, it's already hit TP1 and so forth. The buddy prints this in real time, guys. So it will never give you a setup after the fact. It uses that information, and at this stage, it would have given you. So you had 1, 2, 3 daily candles to enter the short at 144, just to give you an idea. If we take this then to the 4-hour time frame, remember now, daily bearish, everything bearish. We want to wait for the 4-hour to almost give us the same bearish strategy so we can harmonize and get our next big swing in there. At the moment, the trend is turning to the upside on the 4-hour, so we're correcting to the upside, but the momentum on this is still range bound, clearly shown there, range bound environment. And when it's range bound, it means that you can simply go and switch over to the line tool and start marking out the upper and the lower ends of the extreme, because now you know the market is choppy. Range bound environment, bad place to trade. The market is choppy. Once this changes, then you act on it. So the 4-hour Solana is range bound. And then on the smaller time frame, we want to be scalping Solana where we're at right now. It is in a correction to the upside, like we've seen on the higher time frames. Momentum is bullish. Risk 3%. Hold your longs at this stage. And you can always use the 3-candle rule for these entries. Now, it would have reminded you of the 3-candle rule right there. Now, what does that mean? Go into the indicator, right-click, and add an alert and explain to your site. When the 3-candle rule is applicable, when the trend turns bullish, let me know, and it will give you a notification, which means at this candle close right here, it notified you time to go long. You would have gone long in there on immediately. Press the long button, invalidation, the lowest point, 3 candles back, 1, 2, 3, which means that is where your stop would be. So this is your entry zone. That is where your stop would be. And you hold the position until it either breaks trend or you feel like taking profit. How do I track this? Simple. If this is the move, this would be wave 1 completing itself. As soon as we either reclaim that, it will go much higher. And if it turns orange right now, I will just call it and say, thank you, trend is no longer bullish. Take my money and leave. That's it on the 15-minute. Okay, there you have it. That's Solana. 28 minutes in, guys. I think we've done a lot regarding coins. Now I want to quickly have a look at the legacy coins because those are really important at this stage. They're pushing all-time highs. So I want to see whether they're healthy. Gold. Now, the target we had for gold to take profit just before the Christmas crazy was based on the strong bullish divergence expectation, meaning a strat 1. I wanted to see price migrate all the way to 4,500, and I wanted to sell the sucker there. Strong bearish divergence. Now, here's the key, guys. Just like Bitcoin, I'm saying to you guys now, still be bullish on gold. But there now is a thou shall not cross level. If we fall, if gold loses 4,250, shit's going to get bad. That's the same analysis I used to sell Bitcoin at 125. It's the same thing. The weekly time frame, trend's bullish, momentum's bullish, all is good. Stay above 4,250, you golden. Gold will go probably, statistically then, much more higher. Silver. Silver had a massive breakout. Let's have a look at what silver does. Here's where the buddy is very, very handy. You can switch to even the other buddy is very handy. Trend's bullish, scalp long. Gives you all the stuff there. Okay. Here's where the buddy is really handy. We're on the weekly time frame. We're pushing all-time highs. Momentum strong, strong bullish trend, higher high. Everything is healthy. Just switch to the smaller time frame. Wait for this thing to flip blue again, because it's not blue now. Wait for it to flip blue. Once the trend is blue, wait for the momentum to be blue. Enter on the bull setups. If you want to trade the correction on the expectation that we're going to go and test that support level, that critical support level, maybe go a little bit lower, what would you do? You would switch this thing to the bear setups. So if I'm trading this environment, how would I do? I'll literally just trade my bear setups. Oops. Hit this on the bear side and wait for the bearish setups to get triggered. It's very simple. At this stage, trend was bearish. Let's see if momentum was bearish at that. When did momentum switch bearish? Not this one. Let's see when momentum switched bearish. I'll speed this up to a 3 speed, so it's just a little bit quicker. Play. So here it's still bullish, weak bullish continuation. Oops, there we go. So from this time onwards, the momentum started bearish. There's a little bit of a shakeout. I hate when that happens. This is maths. Can't always do that. Okay. Then we're pushing up to the resistance levels. Range bound, bearish environment. So around this close of this candle, everything was lined up for you to be an uber bear. Trade in harmony with the trend. Enter between the gray lines. TP1, TP2, TP3. You know the drill. Okay, and where we're at right now, let's just close this out. BTP1, and it's starting to give you guys a double top at this stage. Okay, there you have it. So that's gold. A silver. So silver weekly time frame. Expect more. No real big problems. The pivot's down there. I mean, it needs to turn very bearish really quickly. This could be the signs of a blow off top. I won't necessarily invest right now. I'll wait for a little bit of a structure, but there you have it. Dow Jones. Let's quickly have a look at the Dow Jones. Bullish momentum. There's the support level around 46, so around $2,000 pullback on this one. What do we have? RSI-wise, it's a weak bearish divergence at most. Trade this thing bullish. Trade the Dow Jones. SP 500 is, let's quickly see what it's doing there. Same thing. Trade this thing bullish. Just trade the thing bullish, as simple as that. And if you just apply the 3-candle rule with these massive moves, I mean, guys, you enter on that candle and you stay in the move until it turns orange. Enter on that candle, stay in the move until it turns orange. All the hard work gets done for you by the analyst. There you have it. Guys, if you want to get hands on the analyst, you can go to my WAP page as well. I don't know how to. You can go, links in the video description. You can get the indicator there. There's a few guys already started signing up for this. And yeah, that's it. Bitcoin real short, point and figure. Applying the analyst to the point and figure. This is a really nifty tool as well because point and figure takes away volatility. So it gives you a nice clean support and resistance levels. Tells you when the trend is turning bullish as well. Overrides, it works nicely on the point of figure. And then when you do apply your bull and bear setups, it gives you a nice confluence, whether you need to be going long or not. So with where we're at right now, we've entered bullish momentum. We're above critical support levels, as you can see. And we don't have a buy zone there just yet. So once that then triggers a buy zone, you can trade bullish for Bitcoin. There you have it. That's so much. Thanks so much, guys. Later stream, we're going to be looking at some of the smaller alts. We had an insane year. We've had some crazy altcoins doing insane stuff. Pippin went up like crazy. You've had MYX at some stage making insane gains for everybody. And it's slowly but surely moving to that imbalance as well. It's creeping to the upside. We were looking at coins like COAI at some stage was the trending it coin. And the coin that I'm thinking right now, this one, Canton Network. We're going to be looking at those coins a little bit later, guys. Get yourself notified, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And when I do go live with that video, you'll be in the know. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your, we said, what's it? It's not New Year's yet. What's the word I'm looking for, Peter? I'm in holiday brain. Mind is not functioning nicely. But there you have it, guys. Right. It has been a crazy year, I have to say. And, it's to sum up the year for me, the frustrating thing is that I think a lot of hope and expectations were destroyed by altcoins not performing well. but also by people probably in a lot of cases leaving it to chance, not taking when there was profit provided. And for that reason, ended up saying that that wasn't good enough. And now what you have is worse. Take this, I want to lead this into 2026 and make sure that we don't, identify that greed moment, because all the alts, if you're going to be honest with them, had their moment, had their time where within the year they had a little bit of a shining light. But I say that, and then I click on the one that probably didn't do anything. Filecoin, so a bad example, but most of the alts have, with really good momentum, has had a time when there was a lot of easy gains to be had. You can clearly see trend went bullish there, stayed with a bullish trend. And at that stage, it's been just looking for liquidity to the downside. So yeah, I want to look at those alts with you guys a little bit later. Have a lovely day. Thanks so much for joining in live. I appreciate each and every one of you for some support during the year. 2026 is going to be an amazing year. Hope you're well rested, ready for 2026. I am. I want to be making that life-changing money in 2026. Cheers, everybody.